The UFC is filled with amazing, amazing stories, my people. You know, you've got different fighters from around the world with different backgrounds. And Steven ASPLUND, the man that I just showed you, yes, UFC heavyweight fighter who's making his debut this Saturday, tomorrow, against Sean Sharaf. And what is the last UFC card of the year, 2025, and also the last UFC card to take place and be part of the ESPN era. And if you don't know who Steven ASPLUND is, let me introduce you to him, okay? This is once a guy who, in 3rd grade, was already weighing over 200 pounds. Yup. Was a football player through middle school, through high school, and at one point was getting offers and looks from D1 programs to play football, right? It turned out, you know, the schooling that he was going through, him not getting good grades, and him also not showing up to practices all the time, to football games all the time, is what led him to getting a lot of those D1 scholarships taken away. And by the time he graduated, this guy goes through a breakup at 18 years old with a female, and then just goes on an absolute binge, starts eating, okay? This is a guy who once weighed 525 pounds and now is fighting 260 pounds in the UFC. Yes, he's 27 years old. I'm a month older than him. We were both born in 1998. He was born in July. You see the story on this kid, and so far it has been absolutely ridiculous, right? At one point, he weighed 525 pounds, decides to join MMA. A friend convinces him to start going to the gym. And through 20 to 24, goes on this absolute insane run where he starts to lose a lot of weight, okay? Losing 90 pounds at one time, but during COVID, gained a little bit of the weight back. Then losing another 100 pounds to the point where he starts being eligible to compete in the heavyweight division of mixed martial arts. All right. And you want to talk about, you know, your life changing within an instant. This guy started his amateur career in 2022, right? Fought how many times? 6 times in 1 year, and made his professional debut in 2023. And since then, has fought 7 times in 2 years. Literally 7 times in 2 years. 4 times the first year he turned professional, 2023 to 2024, 2024 to 2025. 3 times. And has earned himself a UFC contract by competing at the Dana White Contender Series. But just, what was it? 4 years ago, 5 years ago, this guy was weighing 525 pounds. Was talking about depression. Was talking about being bullied. Was talking about being known that girls didn't want to get with him because how fat he was. Right? He said he felt like crap every single day. He felt depressed. And I know, you know, right now in the United States, food is, you know, healthy food is expensive to buy. When you're raising a family, it's hard to buy real healthy food, right? Sometimes you're forced, you know, to buy, you know, not the best food, and it's hard to do these diets. Some kids don't have parents. Some kids don't have people around them that are telling them to stay in shape. And sometimes they end up getting obesity, and forever they end up depressed, and forever they end up with problems. And by the time they're 40 years old, they're getting diagnosed with diabetes, and things are happening in their life. Their legs are falling apart. This was the route that Steven ASPLUND was on. If he decided not to change his life, he talks about it himself, saying, if I didn't decide to lose that weight because mixed martial arts, I'd probably be dead by now. And the fact that he's competing tomorrow night against Sean Sharaf, who is also a warrior, right? When you look at his career, he's only performed 7 times since 2019 compared to 7 times in 2 years from Steven ASPLUND. This guy made his professional debut against Junior Taffa on 4 days' notice and got brutalized and hasn't fought in a year and a month, a year and 2 months, and is coming back. And even though he has great power, right? He got put in the big leagues. All his knockouts, first round KOs. And got brutalized by Junior Taffa. Had to take a year and 2 months off, and now is coming back and facing the amazing Steven ASPLUND. You know, this guy right here, I want to talk to you guys about him, man, because I know there's a lot of people that may be watching this video. You know, a lot of people who are dealing with depression, a lot of people who are dealing with weight problems. They can't figure out how to start working out, start a diet. If you need motivation, listen to Steven ASPLUND talk. Please go watch some of his interviews. Listen to the mindset that this guy had, talking about how he understood how life was being that big. How that was the reason why he was depressed. So what did he do? He took a hold of his life. And to now be in the situation that he's in right now, already earned a UFC contract and did this within 5 years, from 500 to 25 pounds to 260. Wrecking guys. It's an absolutely amazing story, and because of that, I know Sean Sharaf is a big puncher and possesses the skills and possesses the knockout power to possibly catch somebody like Steven ASPLUND, who's still green in the UFC, hasn't made his professional debut, and also is a hittable guy. But at the end of the day, I love amazing stories, and hearing about Steven ASPLUND, seeing his stomach, seeing his titties for the first time, I didn't know if this guy had a surgery or what, but that's all extra skin from losing 300 pounds to be able to compete in mixed martial arts and change his life. All right? If you're out there dealing with problems, my friends, let's get to it. Let's get up, start going running, start dieting, and get to it. Because if Steven ASPLUND can do it, we can do it, my friends. This is the MMA Boxing Addicts channel. My name is Alex, and I'm out.